Is Battlefield 2042 finally worth playing in 2022? Now, it's no secret Battlefield 2042 has had a very rough launch and a very rough year. I've been very critical in my first review and very critical in my second review, which was about 7 months ago. So now it's been added to Game Pass, as well as all the other Battlefields are now on Game Pass because of EA Play. I thought now would be a good time to go back, check it out, and that's what I did. I played about 10, maybe 15 matches, something like that, in the last day. So here's my thoughts. Right, let's start off with what's actually been added to the game since my last review. So we've got a scoreboard now. A scoreboard. Oh, a scoreboard. Whoa, that's pretty cool. They've also added a battle pass. I think this is the first battle pass. It might not be the first battle pass. I can't remember. And they've added a new map. Yeah, that's about it from what I can tell. So let's talk about the battle pass first. So the battle pass so far from what I'm looking at is actually quite good. You do have to pay for it if you want some of the cooler stuff, but from what I've seen out of the 100 tiers, there's still a few things you can unlock for free, which are actually pretty cool, but all in all, it's not amazing. It's not like the best battle pass I've ever seen. I don't really like battle passes myself, so, you know, I'm kind of biased in this case, but it's okay. It's a live service. If they didn't have a battle pass, it's not a live service, so they had to add it. Let's talk about the new map. The new map is actually quite cool. I quite like the new map. It's a bit too open still. Battlefield 2042 has these really open maps, and they're still really annoying to play in my opinion. I don't like how open they are. There's rarely any cover. Most of the time, you're going to be running for about 10 minutes to get one shot by a sniper that's camping on the same rooftop they were camping on 10 minutes ago. So it's the way the maps are designed, so I expected this, but the new map itself is actually pretty cool. I quite enjoyed it. I did have a good time. Now, from what I can tell, there has been some weapon balance changes. I haven't looked at the patch notes. I wanted to go in like a new player. That's where I'm coming from this time around. I wanted to go in new, not look at any patch notes. And the gunplay feels a lot better this time around. Last time I played it, 7 months ago, there was still some serious hitreg issues that I noticed, and it was really annoying. But that seems to be kind of gone. There were a moment where I was like, hang on, wait a minute, I hit that guy, why isn't it registering, what's going on? But it didn't happen nearly as often, which is a good thing. It also seems like the community's kind of back now that it's on Game Pass. I'm sure it's going to slow down significantly once everyone comes back on Game Pass, plays it for a bit and then ditches it. But right now the community's back, there's a lot of players playing, which is good. I don't know how many, I haven't checked, but I don't think it's anywhere near what Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 is right now. But all in all, the community's back. My biggest issue with it right now is Battlefield Portal. That was the big thing that I was super interested in when Battlefield 2042 got announced, was Battlefield Portal. So I went on to Battlefield Portal, and there doesn't seem to be any official servers for it. So all you've got is custom servers. So when you go into custom servers, by the way, there's nothing wrong with custom servers. I love custom servers when it's done right, and there's actually a variety of custom servers you can pick from. But here, it's either hardcore or a bunch of servers that are designed to boost your XP. And that's not fun at all. I was hoping to go back, you know, experience Battlefield 3 again, Battle Company 2, but that's just not the case. Everything is XP boosts or hardcore 100% or blah 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 blah. I just want a traditional Battlefield experience on the old maps with the old weapons, but that's just not the case. In my original review, I did critique Battlefield Portal quite significantly because the reality is Battlefield Portal is just a worse version of the previous Battlefield games. That's just the reality of it. If you want to play the old Battlefield games, guys, go play Battlefield 4, go play Battlefield 3, go play Bad Company 2. Play the original versions. Obviously, you can't do that if you're on a PlayStation, but if you want to do that, I'd say get an Xbox or PC, because I'm pretty sure they're backwards compatible now, on Xbox anyway, with FPS boost or something. I'm not too sure if that is the case for FPS boost, but you can play them on Xbox, I think. But I would say get it on PC. PC's always been the place to play Battlefield, in my opinion. So yeah, Battlefield Portal isn't looking too hot, even after it's been added to Game Pass. Now, the base game itself is actually fun. It is fun, but it's not as fun as previous Battlefields. That's the reality of it. There were a few moments where I was like, damn, this really does feel like Battlefield, because I spawned into a chopper, we had a really good pilot, I was shooting everyone, I dived out, I started to skydive, pow, parachute, pow, shot like 4 guys. I was like, wow, yes, this is Battlefield. And then, you know, that was it. There weren't many moments after that where I was like, this is Battlefield. It just feels wrong to me. I don't know what it is, but the movement still feels really rough. It just feels like, what's the word? It just feels tight, I guess you could say. It feels tight. It doesn't feel very flexible. You're just sprinting or you're walking and you can't really move. You can't really peek corners that well. Things like that. So the movement itself, it's okay. It's okay, but once again, the older Battlefield games did this better. Battlefield 5, as much hate as it got, I think right now, in its current state, it's probably one of the better Battlefield experiences you can have. The movement feels good, the gunplay feels good, the customization options are good, the maps are pretty good. So, you know, just go play Battlefield 5, it's on Game Pass. Customization for 2042 is okay. You know, there's actual skins for weapons and, you know, you can customize your vehicles and stuff like that, just like old Battlefields. And that's pretty good. It's there. If you want to play Battlefield 2042, there is stuff to unlock. But, you know, once again, the older Battlefield games did this better. I can't really say any different. The massive negative in the base game anyway is the lack of weapon choice. There is not many weapons still. It's been a year since it released, and it's still very, very lacking in terms of weapon variety. Battlefield 4 has way more weapons than Battlefield 2042. And the weapons feel better in Battlefield 4, they sound better in Battlefield 4. You know, I'm basically licking Battlefield 4's ass, but that's what I've got to do here, because it's just the truth. I've seen a lot of people say, Battlefield 2042 is in a great state now, it's so much better, this is what Battlefield's about. They're lying to you, in my opinion. I'd watched some of the videos, I was just like, what are they on about? This is still a bad game. Battlefield 2042 is still a bad game, guys. Don't be tricked into thinking any different. But yeah, going back to the maps, I said they were way too open, and that still is the case. I know one of the maps, I think it's the one set in South Korea, got a redesign, but going into it, it doesn't feel redesigned. It just looks the exact same, it feels the exact same, and so the redesign really didn't do much for me. But that was pretty much the only map that got redesigned, I think. So the rest of the maps are the exact same. I can't say anything different from my 7-month ago review and my first review. I can't say any different. The maps are still pretty mediocre at best. I don't think I have a single map in here that I actually really like I want to keep playing on it. The new DLC map, Spearhead, that's a really good map, but it's one map and it gets boring quite quickly. So, yeah. So let's sum this up. I don't want to make this video too long because I know you guys just want to know, do I download this? I do think you should download it. I do think you should give it a shot because, you know, some people do seem to really like it, and I'm just a dude. I play all sorts of games. I don't have a lot of time to spend in multiplayer games these days, so, you know, just download it if you want to try it. But if you're still skeptical, honestly, I just wouldn't bother. Go play the other Battlefield games. The weapon variety is worse here, the gunplay is worse here, the maps are worse here, the customization's worse here. This is a live service, so most of the stuff that you're going to unlock later on down the line in like a year or two is going to be behind a paywall. There's all sorts of stuff that's going to go wrong here. People are saying it's back on track, blah 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 blah. I don't think it is. It's far from it, in my opinion. The idea of Battlefield was to have dynamic maps, dynamic destruction, you know, keep it dynamic. Nothing's dynamic here. There's no levolution, there's no like massive destructible buildings to completely change how the map is played. It's just boring. It's just Call of Duty. It's just a worse version of Call of Duty at this point, which sucks. Plus, there's still a bunch of balance issues in my opinion, like vehicles. You remember when you were in Battlefield 4 and you could two-shot a tank if you got behind it? You can't seem to do that here. You shoot one rocket and it's like quarter of the health goes down, they just murder you and then they repair it. It's pointless. I don't see the point in that. So weapon balancing, vehicle balancing still feels off to me. So yeah, honestly, it wasn't an amazing experience. It's better, it's way better than it was 7 months ago. I'll give them that. They've got a scoreboard. But I think the best way to describe Battlefield 2042 right now is that it's finally reached beta stage. It's finally reached beta stage. There's still a load of things to work out, but they're in beta. And that's good, I guess, if you like betas. Yeah. So it's in its beta stage. If you want to play a game that's in beta, download it. If you don't want to play a game that's in beta and you want to wait for a full release, I'd say wait another year or two, mate, to be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Check out other reviews other than mine to get a general consensus. And, you know, don't rely just on me, as I always say. Thank you all for subscribing. We're at 16,900 now. I can't believe it. I'm still in shock. And thank you to everyone that joined the stream. I'm going to be streaming more often, so stick around for that. Anyway, I'm wasting your time. Thank you for watching. Keep it classic. And just remember, enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Play games that you actually enjoy, not because it's popular. Okay? Cheers.